Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is Pool Chapter 13. This one's titled Daddy. The girls continue to fawn over you, the number of female students surrounding you slowly growing as more of them entered the classroom. Okay, everyone please sit, Aizawa said in a stern voice from the front of the room. Immediately the girls vacated, getting to their desks and sitting as quickly as possible, giving him their full attention. Whoa, he knows how to command the room, you thought as you leaned down on your desk and rested your chin in your hand, eyes watching him from the back of the room. His teaching style was straightforward and, well, dull, but for some reason you and the rest of the class were absolutely captivated. After teaching for 20 minutes, he got Midoriya to stand up and read something out to the class so that he could sit down, and your eyes followed him as he walked off to the side and sat on the back edge of his teacher's desk, then reached for his long, shaggy hair and ran his fingers up under it to lift it into a ponytail and allow a bit of air to hit his neck and jawline. Immediately you clamped your teeth down on your bottom lip and groaned internally. Damn, did he have to flex so casually like that? You thought as your eyes stuck to him like glue, studying his profile. As he let his hair back down, he glanced at you, and you looked away a little too obviously. Miss Lin, he called, making your heart jump as you looked back at him. Would you come up here and lead the class in ethics of heroism? Sure, put me on the spot like that, you thought, as you stood silently and walked confidently to the front of the room while keeping both eyes on him. Joke's on you, Aizawa. I majored in ethics of heroism. You made it to the blackboard and grabbed a piece of chalk, then reached up to the board to write the title of that day's discussion. Aizawa's dull eyes travelled your body as you stretched up, your shirt being pulled up just a little to reveal your soft side. Now, you stated authoritatively as you turned back to the class with a smile. What are some moral codes that heroes must abide by? All was quiet for a second before Yaoyorozu raised her hand politely. Yes, Yaoyorozu, you called to her with a smile. Using one's power for good instead of evil, she stated confidently. Correct, you praised, making her blush and smile happily. And where does that line start to blur, do you know? Yes, Miss Lin. When innocent citizens get injured as a byproduct of a fight, she said with a smile. Well done, Yaoyorozu, you said again, impressed that she had nailed it. Does anyone else want to contribute? You asked the rest of the class, noting that all of a sudden the walls and desks of the classroom became infinitely interesting to everyone as the rest of the class avoided eye contact. Would I also be able to add the subject of villains who rehabilitate and want to become heroes into the discussion? Aizawa added from the side. You looked across at him and nodded. That was the premise for my thesis. Did he dig into my academic records? You looked back at the class and saw that Kaminari looked confused. Kaminari, you look unsure about something. Would you like to ask the question that you may have? He hummed. Well, I swear the clock isn't working. I've been watching it for the past 3 minutes and it's ticking, but the hand isn't moving. You deadpanned and stared at him. Just then the bell rang, signalling the end of class. I knew it had stopped, Kaminari exclaimed excitedly. Thank you, class, you said with a polite bow. Most of the students just mumbled a thanks in response, but the girls all swarmed you as they grabbed their books and rushed to the front of the room. Miss Lin, you are so smart, Yaoyorozu gushed as she stopped in front of you with her books clutched to her chest. I hope to be like you someday. You can fight, you're knowledgeable, and you're so very pretty. Right? The invisible girl Hagakure gushed. You couldn't see it, but I had heart-shaped eyes that whole last part of the class. Uraraka and Tsuyu stared at Hagakure with surprise, but you were blushing too much to have noticed their look. Oh, girls, you flatter me, you said with an embarrassed chuckle. But it's true, Yaoyorozu said honestly. Girls, Aizawa suddenly said sternly as he got up from his desk and walked over to where they were fawning over you. You'll be late for your next class. Go now. Yes, sir, they chorused softly, turning and sadly walking away from you. Well, you're popular, Aizawa commented in his blunt voice, or I can see why. Without waiting for your reply, he turned and walked back to his desk. You gasped internally. Was that a compliment? Aizawa picked up his sleeping bag and walked past you for the door while you stood there, still speechless. Aizawa, you called as he got to the door, making him stop and look back at you. Did you know that my thesis was on villain rehabilitation? Academic records are available to the public, he replied before leaving the room. So he did check up on me, you gasped, heart rate spiking as you stood there dumbfounded for a few moments. After collecting yourself, you straightened your outfit, then headed for the staff room to do a little bit of work before lunchtime. Hey, Yin! Hisashi called brightly as you entered the staff room. We're going to go to the sushi shop for lunch. Wanna come? Oh, you hesitated. Maybe next time. The girls of 1A have asked me to have lunch with them, and seeing as I'm supposed to be giving them some support, you emphasized, looking at Aizawa when you said the word, I figured this would be a good start. You're like the mother of the class, Hisashi exclaimed loudly. And we all know who that daddy is. Don't call me daddy, Aizawa deadpanned. But you are, Hisashi proclaimed. Dadzawa, that's what they call you. I am their teacher, not their father, Aizawa said bluntly. Well, while you two are arguing, I have a bunch of girls who are dying to eat with me, so I'll be going, you said with a small smirk at the two teachers. Yin, Aizawa called to you as you reached the door. Yes? Never mind. Enjoy your lunch. Okay, thanks, you said with a slight confusion before leaving. Just couldn't quite get that compliment together, could you? Hisashi teased the introverted teacher. Was it that obvious? Aizawa asked morosely. Only to me, Hisashi said with a giant smile, because I know you too well. And there ends Pool Chapter 13. Stay tuned for Chapter 14 coming tomorrow.